Hello, my name's Colin Campbell. You're looking at Crashlands from Butterscotch Shenanigans. Got to be careful how you say that. As you can see, it's one of those games where you mooch around and you find stuff and you kill stuff and you take the stuff that you found and that you've won from your battles and you make other stuff. And that other stuff is, generally speaking, weapons and armor and things that help you kill bigger and badder stuff. You've played this sort of game probably many times before, or something similar to it. It pulls in lots of different types of games. You know, it's got that Minecraft-y world feel about it. It's got a 90s humor and vibe about it, but also it's got a kind of Pokemon-ish feel too. What I like about it is it's got tons and tons of charm and personality, and it's been built with lots and lots of love and care and attention. And I think the story about how it was built is one that's definitely worth retelling. This is a game that's been made by three brothers, the Costa brothers. One of the brothers was diagnosed with a serious form of life-threatening cancer, and they decided to make this game because, you know, it might be the last thing that you know he was going to do. Previously, they'd been knocking out endless runners, so they were inspired to make this game that represented who they were and what they believed in. And you know, the good news is that Sam, a couple of months ago, was diagnosed as being free of his cancer. I'm not sure if diagnosed is the right word, but anyway, he was given the all clear, and you know, he's getting on with his life. This is a fellow who's only in his 20s, and now, you know, they can celebrate by releasing this game, which comes out later this month. As you can see, you know, you have your home base where you kind of build all the tools that you need in order to create the stuff that you want to create. And on the one hand, you know, there you can see I've just built a statue, which as far as I can tell has no real use or form. I just wanted to show you how the crafting worked, and presumably you've been paying attention to the visuals and not just to me rabbiting on. But also, much more importantly, you know, you have to go out there and build and find the things that you need in order to survive. And by survive, I don't mean just sort of like food and water. It's not like a survival game. It doesn't care whether you eat or drink. What it cares about is that you have the necessary equipment, you know, armor and weapons and tools in order to fight off the beasties that you come up against, and in order to harvest the crops and the plants and the stuff that you see. And there's a huge variety of things to explore. I mean, like I say, I only played for a few hours, and I found, I don't know, maybe half a dozen types of enemies and half a dozen types of things that you can just harvest, and a few other things that you can, you know, that are useful, like power-ups and health and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, that's just in for playing for a few hours. So you know, you can see there how much of the map that I've explored and how much I've not explored. And what I've also come across during the game, and that I enjoyed immensely, was the characters in the world, not the ones that you kill, but the quest givers. And you know, they're cute. You're all up against this uber baddie who caused your spaceship to crash onto this alien world, and you know you've got to watch out for this character who comes in and out from time to time. But the local folk, I don't know what you call them, the aliens, they help you out. They give you the quests, but they also give you the recipes for the stuff that you have to craft. And here you can see, I want to talk a little bit about the crafting, because they've taken a lot of care over in the UI to make sure that crafting is pretty straightforward. You know, if you see something that you want to make, you click on it and it tells you whether or not you have the stuff that you need in order to craft it. You're not dealing with great big suitcases full of, oh, I've got 3 of those and 2 of those and none of those. That stuff drives you nuts. So it's really quite simple. What you're looking at here is combat. And you know, the game's got a day-night cycle, and here's the night cycle. And you go up against the baddies, and you go up to them and you swipe them melee style, or you can throw bombs at them, which have or just things. There's a wrench that you can throw at them. They have cooldown times. The combat is, I played it on easy, and the combat is pretty challenging, not prohibitively so, but you know, when you're walking around, you soon learn which critters you're quite happy to fight against and which ones you want to leave alone until you power it up. Now, there was one quest that I was given fairly on in the game where I had to kill a bunch of the sort of local creatures, and there was like a really powerful version of it that you can see me fighting against here. And it took me a while to really put an end to this bugger, because he was I found him quite tough, and I don't know if it's because I was just useless to begin with, or because I hadn't quite got the vibe of the combat. or more to the point, I just didn't have the right tools, the right sidekicks, the right weapons in order to best this fellow. But in the end, I did him. But it's not that, it's not rocket science. The creatures have areas of attack. Most of them are predictable. Those that are a little bit less predictable, that seem to come almost at random, you have to be aware that they're going to come sooner or later, and you have to be always on the hop. You have to know where you're going. Anyway, I played this game, like I say, for a few hours. I enjoyed it immensely. I'm going to go and play some more of it now. It's coming out later this month on PC and on mobile. It's called Crashlands.